Kevin here with J29 Creative Group. So today we want to talk about some of the most popular questions towards end of 2022 that people are asking in regards to marketing as we head towards the holidays and the new year.
So Kevin, what new marketing channels are emerging?
So there's quite a bit of emerging channels like Be Real with the younger people, where, you know, it's really candid content, right? It's just right there as soon as it notifies you to shoot whatever you're doing. I think video content is going into more of a short form video format. So due to being TikTok, I think all the other platforms are following in regards to the social media world. They're all competing with a shorter attention span. So things like creativity in your video content is very important. I think virtual reality, I know Meta, you know, was big talks in 2022. I think it's still gonna happen. It's just whoever gets to the race first. I think a lot of different companies besides Meta itself or Facebook is the only people focusing on virtual reality. There's other things. I think gaming platforms are becoming much more social, and there are people finding ways to do social selling within gaming. And so those are all emerging markets that you have to look at. And the way we digest, you know, TV as well. What are streaming channels? There are a lot of new ones, and the way you advertise on streaming services is important as well.
So going off that, how can you stay ahead of the curve in marketing?
I think staying ahead of the curve in marketing is, first, you got to build that foundation, right? If you haven't even put content out there, you have nothing. So I was giving an analogy of building a house, and you've never built a foundation and you're just setting up all these cool structures, that house is just gonna fall apart. So I say, hey, it doesn't matter what are all these new shiny object or tactics, right? Start with the basics. Learn to be a content creator. Start creating content with consistency. Kind of like brushing your teeth, right? You can have the coolest toothbrush, but first you got to brush. So you got to brush and floss. Same thing with social media or any kind of marketing. You got to start with baby steps. Create content where it is daily and it becomes a habit, right? And then from there, you look at what's gonna set me apart. It's the creativity, right? That's the only thing. It's you. It's you that's gonna set your content apart. So really, how do you put your brand, and if you're the founder, how do you spice it up with your personality and who you are?
Okay. How can you make your marketing more effective?
I think effective marketing is hard. It's challenging in today's market, right? We're bombarded with so much noise in the market. It's having an understanding of the algorithm. Be a student, right? I hate when business owners go, hey, I know I need to be on social media, but hey, I'm not on Facebook and I'm not going to take a look at TikTok or anything, but you guys figure it out. I think you got to be a practitioner. If you're in business today, you should be on social media at some sort of level, so you know what the emerging market is, right? So you have to learn these things yourself, right? Experience it for yourself so that you can be more creative in the way you create content for your brand. So I do agree that you have to somewhat set yourself apart. And the only thing that set you apart is like the answer to the last question, right? Is that creativity, and then really being able to educate your audience, entertain your audience, or encourage, you know, is one of these three things, right? And it is so important. Frequency. And that means doing it repetitively and over time. People forget marketing is a long game. So you can't see short-term results. So the perfect analogy would be working out, right? If I were to work out just a week, I'm not going to see abs. But over time, in small increments, you'll start seeing results. It's the same thing with marketing. And I don't know, I can't stress, how many people I talk to, and these are smart people because they're business owners, but they don't get this. It takes time, it takes repetitiveness. And most people don't see marketing success today. It's because they give up too soon.
I like that. So going off from like sales perspective, what marketing tactics to increase sales?
Yeah, so it goes back to creativity, right? The sales market is changing so much. The old ways of just talking good about yourself, saying, hey, we have this sale or whatever, or just focusing on your product or your services. The old ways of doing that, the used car salesman, doesn't work. You have to connect with people, be real, allow the right people to come to you. So if you're putting content out there, it allows your brand to play off its culture, and the right people will see that and want to connect. So it's no difference walking into, let's say, a networking event, right? People are going to naturally connect with the person that they feel, hey, whoever this, he or she, the way they look or the way, hey, I want to get to know them, right? So that's what you're doing out there, right? On social media, online, is putting your image out there to attract the people you want to attract. But it isn't always saying I am number one, because when you say you're number one, of course you're gonna say that because you're the business owner. So who is saying you're number one? So it's really showcasing your personality, being raw, being authentic, being your authentic self, and engaging with other people's content is so important. Engaging with people, because the person that's sitting at the networking event with his head down isn't going to connect with anyone. You have to put yourself out there. And it's the same thing when it comes to marketing. How are you putting yourself out there? And are you doing it in a creative way to set yourself apart from your competition? And if you can do that right over time with consistency, you're gonna see an increase in selling. So these are all important points to really hone into as you go into 2023, because marketing is gonna get harder with GPT chat, with the rise of AI art and different things like that. The only thing that's going to separate you from your competition is really you. So how are you going to put yourself out there to really set yourself apart?